Hello, this is the price action for yesterday, the Euro USD 3-minute chart. We had a double bottom, spike, and weak bull channel. Let's go up to the 15-minute chart to see how this formed. So the day before prior, we had this pretty strong spike up, and we created this channel. And now we're pulling back. And will we get a second leg of this channel? Yeah, there's a good chance of that. So you'll be looking for your measured move target and putting that on the pullback. And we're not quite there yet, but it looks like we are channeling. Okay, so then yesterday it's just been in this sort of pullback downtrend out of since the whole day, and then we come down, and just before the London Open we overshoot, and then we shoot back up, and then we come back down and we double bottom. That is a pattern that happens often, and usually you do scoot out of that downtrend at that point, and that's exactly what happens. So we shot out of there and we spiked up, and then we pulled back again, and now we've created another leg in the US session. So, but our session is just this leg here and up to the top here in the pullback. So we'll go take a look at the London session. So of course we're in this pink channel. You would have been watching it. We've got an overshoot here. This is all happening just before the open, and then we've kind of pushed into the top of the channel, and we've sort of double topped there, and we've failed out of that channel, and we've got two legs down, and then we've come back up again and we've failed again. So at the start of the night, you should be thinking, once you get that 3 bearish bars on their lows and then you get that second bearish bar on the lows, a lot of times that channel will form there. So getting your channel in early is a good idea. And then we push back up and we fail out there again. So we've got like a range forming at the top, and we head on down. So we're looking for that measured leg down to the bottom, down to the lows of this pink channel. You can jump in again if you miss out on this trade, like there's a big gap there. So you can jump in and expect that measured move just for a scalp. We then overshoot the channel. So remember, you got to get your lows on there. Once you can see these overshoots, you know that some sort of range is probably going to form down here. So you get that 2-bar range, and then you get another opportunity to go long here if you want to, for a scalp only back to the EMA. So when you get an overshoot, a lot of times, and this is quite a strong overshoot, you'll get those 2 legs back to the EMA. And this is just a range. Like if you look at this on the 1-minute chart, it's just going to be a range, and then a pull back into that range, and then a continuation. So that's actually a good trade. It's like a breakout pullback. And then the same thing happens on the other side. So we get into this range again. We do a double top. Usually I like to see something break out and then fail and go down the other way. But another thing that can happen is that you can just get right along a channel line or a trend line, you can just get a very strong breakout and then the retest. So it's the opposite pattern of this, and we're in a downtrend. So you take that trade down to the lows, and you exit once you get to the low of the blue channel. We then overshoot again, and we make this micro double bottom. It's also part of this bigger double bottom, and that is a great pattern to go long on. At this time, you could be thinking of getting that measured leg, because on the bigger pattern, we were back there. There's a chance that we could be going up, and you could get that other leg in there. So if you're buying there, you're buying and you're holding and looking to go high. You may take some profits at the EMA, but you are looking to go long here. Then we get this second entry failed, second entry short here, which is another great trade to take. But it does go into this micro channel here, and you do get that failure, but it's only a micro channel, so that the failure is not that big. And then it re-pushes up again, so that failure, that phase finishes, and then we push up strongly again at the EMA. That's a great trade to go long on. Yeah, we are into the highs here, and we do get this big rejection bar, which could scare you out of the trade, but a lot of times that happens right when a giant breakout happens, especially because of the build-up. We've got this double bottom, and we've got this, this phase is over, and we're still holding above the EMA. We're pushed above the EMA, hold for many, many bars. So it's way better to just hold strong through there. This is all happening on smaller time frames. It will look scary on the 1 minute, but just hold in there, and we get that measured move of this sort of range here up to there before people start taking profits and we get a bit of a rejection on this micro channel. You can then just jump straight back in and you're just holding once you see that bull bar there. And then you get another gap. You can even jump in here on this pause bar. And notice how every time price hits these micro trend lines, you get that little pullback there that creates that little range. That's why I draw these micro channels. They really show you when you're going to get a chance to get into for a pullback. And you get that in there, you can enter in there, and then you get sort of like a final flag here. And if you entered on here, you see that tick back, which I do like. Anytime it ticks below like this range here on a smaller time frame, this is a longer range. And when it ticks back like that, I do like to go long on those sort of trades. When you go long on those sort of trades and you get that bull bar, you know, it's, we're going to definitely break out. I'm going to head up a little bit more. What actually happens is you get this doji and then fails out here. I would be exiting if I took that trade. And then I would be re-entering again on this bar here. So this is just one of those times. Depends on how your stop is. But by this stage on this spike, once you've already had like, you know, a couple of dojis and, you know, a couple of attempts down, you would be thinking this may be the final flag. You may get one little more push up. So that's what you're aiming for, one scalp. But yeah, I would be definitely exiting. Anytime I see those two legs, those two attempts back, I just exit. And just, you know, if you take a little bit of a loss or you take a, you get up break even, that's okay. And then you can re-enter again. And then, yep, so we're just holding for a scalp. We get up to the top, we double top there, and then we just strongly reverse. And this is where you would be getting your channel line on already. You'd be saying, okay, maybe we're creating our channel, and you'd just be pulling it down the whole way through these bearish bars all the way to the end where you bottom. And you can't take the first attempt up, but when this second attempt fails to go down again, you can look to go long. At this stage, I'm still looking to go long. I'm still thinking maybe we channel up a few times before we break out of this channel. But that's not to be. We've had this really strong spike down, so you've got to be aware of this other channel that's in here and draw your channel in there. Once you see it hit there, you can still hold because you're still going long. But once it hits there a second time, you have to exit this trade. It's just not worth holding on to. You're going to reverse back. You know you're probably in this channel, and your lows are here and your highs are here now, and you're in a downward phase. This is just a pullback. So we're just really pulling back here to the EMA on our 15-minute. And you'll notice that you're getting those two legs back to the EMA, and then you skyrocket out of there. So that's really what's happening there. So you've got to understand, oh, we're in a pullback. And you can go short here. So once you get that leg, that's like a spike down. And then if it fails out there, go short and just hold. And you're going to go down to the bottom of range. Right at the end of the night on the bar, just after, like the bar after the end of the night, you get this reversal bar here. And you're right at the EMA on a second entry long here. This is a pretty good trade to take. I did not take it, but I wish I did take it, you know, going for that measured leg and just held for the night. Even if you took a really small trade there and you just had your stop, you know, below, and you just held and looking for that big move. I think that was a pretty good option to do, and I should have done it myself, but live and learn. But that's that was the night. Thanks. Daily Intraday Review is proudly brought to you by our Visual Trade Journal. It's software for price action traders. It's a visual trade journal, meaning you can drag and drop right on your chart, rate your outcomes, rate your predictions, all on the chart. It's different than anything that's out there. Come and check us out at intradayreview.com.